thank you so much for stopping by, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It's your host, Galadon, and yes, today we are talking about a game developed in secret by Supercell, and I will get into the backstory on this in just a couple of minutes. This is called Everdale, and it is a brand new, I almost want to call it an anti-Clash of Clans, and I'll explain to you why I say that in just a minute. But okay, so I started playing the game. It is in beta right now in limited countries, so we will talk about that also in just a minute. You can't download it in the United States yet, and it is different, but it's got a familiar feel as well. So, okay, here's the whole general point to this game. It is a building and resource gathering game with no conflict, no confrontations, no war, no violence, no stealing, no thieving, destroying, or anything negative of any kind. Okay, so you get the point, right? It's all about happiness and relaxation. So, okay, now, I know that, here's the thing, okay? It's not going to appeal to the average Clash of Clans player unless you're just, like, fed up with the world and you need to get away. Now, of course, Heyday, many of you may be thinking, seems kind of similar. And yes, it is very similar, and I can tell you right off the bat that the Heyday content creators are going crazy for this game. They're all over this game. Definitely, you could check those guys out, like Supercell and Red Knight and Phoebe. They're definitely going to be playing this game, and the Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars players, I don't really see a big crossover here, and I guess that's good. You got to remember that Supercell has designed this game to try to expand its repertoire, or so to speak, of games. Now, again, going back, it does seem suspiciously similar to Heyday in a lot of ways. I see a lot of decorations and room to customize your village the way you want it, but at the same time, it's got some similarities to Clash of Clans in that you're in a group of players socially interacting with them and working together towards a common goal. But that common goal is gathering resources and researching rather than battling and warring. So rather than go over the exact functionality of the game and the goal and what you need to do with this and that and the trader and the villagers and all that sort of thing, I'm just kind of giving you guys an overall overview of Everdale. And yes, there are, again, some similarities, like this trading booth does feel a lot like that thing, the bulletin board in Heyday. I'll let you guys know, I played Heyday. I have like a level 72 farm on my phone somewhere. It's been dormant for a long time, but I used to play a lot of Heyday. And so I kind of have been enjoying this. I've only been playing it for about a day and a half, and I did just get high enough to join a valley. And so here you can see as we zoom out, this is the valley. And I believe right now you can only have 10 players per valley. And I didn't intentionally join a valley. I researched valleys, unlocked them, and then accidentally found myself in a valley. So parts of the game are a little bit confusing as far as that's concerned. Obviously, there are items or buildings or whatever out here in the valley that you can't get back in your home village, like the bakery, like the sheep and the wheat, which sounds really Heyday familiar again. But those are the things that you're working with your valley members to build or create or farm or whatever. And then there's this weird thing about the leaders in the valley. Apparently you vote for them and they can get voted out. So there's like mutiny going on, which doesn't seem very peaceful, but I guess that is a work in progress or something. And did you see the cool way that I was able to zoom in? I thought that was really cool. One of the coolest graphic interfaces here is being able to zoom all the way from the valley to the village. Okay, this is the study. This is where you research. And I started clicking on stuff around here just to show you guys what is going on. And then I realized that that is where the game gets really, 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 really deep. Yeah, okay, there's just a lot of stuff to research. I just unlocked a wood storage, or a second wood storage here. So now I should be able to store more wood, or maybe it's the third, I don't even know. I've got these builders, and I have to assign each villager to a specific task. So here comes this dude over here. They all have cool names. I can boost them, and apparently you can even rename them. So yeah, but anyway, again, I'm not getting into the specifics about the game. Just remember it comes down to resources. They all have to eat, and apparently they have to eat a bowl of soup every 5 minutes. I kid you not. It's crazy, but they're some absolutely ravenously hungry villagers. So that's kind of crazy, but I guess they work really hard, and the soup must be organic because they're all staying fit. Okay, then there's this cool little box on the lower left corner that will always tell you what needs to go next, but then that also makes me feel like the game is really, really guided. You know, like there's not that much freedom. And then you go look at this. Look at the holy... Okay, yeah, this is where the depth of this game is. And that is probably where they're going for the whole investment into your village feeling that Clash of Clans has, right? You guys with the high-level town halls, you know exactly what I am talking about. You spend months or years getting there, and you have some pride in your village. That is going to be the same here in Everdale, should this make it out of beta. It's hard to tell right now if it will. You know, does it have the juice to keep going? And again, we have to talk about the secret development of the game, and that is really interesting, and that is why I think it probably does have the juice or the player base to make it to global. And that is because this game was developed in secret. No, seriously, Supercell went so far as to create a company around this game so that they could release the game under a different name and then research it and see how things went. Obviously, there's a lot of articles out there that say things like fake company created to sell game and that sort of thing. But it does actually ring somewhat true because Valleys and Villages by Osmium Interactive has been playable for a while. And yes, if you go to the Supercell website, they even admit that they did this. Supercell calls it a white label brand, this Osmium Interactive company that they used to release Valleys and Villages, which is exactly the same as Everdale, but under a different name so that it wouldn't carry the Supercell brand or the Supercell stigma. And I think what they're looking for here is a truly independent take from players rather than players going, ooh, it's another Supercell game, it's got to be amazing, or I'm going to hate it. So that's probably why they did it. There is also another video called Welcome to Everdale that Supercell put out on YouTube. Make sure you check that out. Some of the great guys from Supercell that I know are there talking about the game and the game's development. So I thought that was very cool as well. And yes, Osmium is a real company, and Osmium is also apparently a chemical. But anyway, okay, so back to the game itself. Is it going to appeal to a lot of people? Yes, I think so, especially in today's day and age of stress and just the difficulty of getting through life and dealing with everything else. Is it going to appeal to Clash of Clans players? Probably not, but then again, you know that Supercell does not want to cannibalize their own game, right? They don't want to pull players from one game to go play another, although maybe after a tough day at war, you might decide to head over to your Everdale village to relax and just chop down some trees or something like that. Now, also the game, the way it works, it's relatively slow paced. There's a lot of things that you can do in the game that require a long period of time, and there's really nothing you can do to speed things up. Now, of course, there are going to be items you can buy in the shop, and yes, believe it or not, I am already not free to play, but to go back, I only spent it was like 1.99 euro, so it was a small amount of money that I spent to get like an extra builder or something like that. But yeah, so obviously that's going to be there. The game has to make money, otherwise it will not go live and go global, and I am proudly a dirty gemmer in Everdale. So I will be live streaming this game as well on fb.gg/realgaladongaming if you guys want to come check that out. Should be interesting, but no, don't worry. The channel is not going to be Everdale content, I promise you. Back to Clash of Clans tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of the episode. True, #GalaFam, you know. I love thinking about it and appreciate every single one of every single day, so get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, kind of the people I have to play. I'll see you back here again tomorrow for full text. Come watch the live stream of Everdale.
Galadon, did you say Everdale? Sounds more like Snoozerdale.